I thought Atlanta deservedly got guys in, and there's a great possibility Corver gets in at the end. It's a tough thing because of so many deserving talents in the league that could be in there. But I just think the way Atlanta's playing right now and their guys being selfless and the way they're playing is unbelievable, and I think that should be a good example of what you can be a star and play that way and win.
Tough in the West. I mean, you look at a guy like Lillard not making it, and I mean, nobody even said anything about the Dallas guys, and they're having a pretty good year too.
Well, the good thing about it, hopefully, unfortunately, there's injuries in the West, and Lillard, in my humble opinion, should be on there. There's not very many guards in the world better than him. So it's one of those things. I think the system will take care of it, and because again, somebody's going to be left off, and unfortunately, it's always going to be a great player.
Dr. Buzz seemed kind of disappointed, but I mean, it's just tough him missing that many games. I mean.
Right. It wasn't anything he did because I texted coaches, and it was just the injury thing was a little bit too much. Again, to me, he's an all-star. And he made it last year. Coaches voted him in last year, which was great and a sign of respect. So he should be. There should be no disappointment on his part. As injuries caused him not to make it.
I was saying to Kyle that it's interesting. It was almost a year ago to the day, roughly, we were in this gym just before the just before the trade deadline, and all the questions about whether Kyle was actually going to be a Raptor in a couple of days, and here he is a year later in a long-term deal and an all-star with the Raptors.
Yeah, it's funny how time takes care of things, and the quarterback from Green Bay relax, and I'm a firm believer in that, and I said it the other night. We're at the best time the franchise has ever been in. And every day, all I hear are questions about what we're not doing, what they're not doing, these guys are playing as a team. You take Atlanta out of the equation, I would argue that our guys are playing as well as a team as anybody in the league. Are we going to win every game? No. Are we going to play perfect basketball? No. Are we who we are going to be? No. But I would argue that, we're ahead of the curve as a team. So that's why the karma of positivity, if that's such a term, should be there. Is that right, Kahal?
Yeah,
you're the English.
I like that.
Yeah, okay. Should be there because we're ahead of the curve. We should be, our city and fans should be excited for what these young men have achieved and what the direction they're going. Are we a finished product? No. Are we a championship caliber team right now? Trying to be, but we're not there yet. So that's the part, and I've told our coaches we got to coach that way. I've got to be that way, and to expect the players to be that way. And that's the message we're going to continue to talk about. And I think that's the difference between last year and this year of where we are as a team.
You've said this now twice. Are you worried that nitpicking is bleeding over to the players?
Yeah, it is. I mean, they hear it. Players hear it. What about this guy? What about that guy? What about this guy? They can read, and they can hear. So they understand, and again, my job is to coach them, to get on them, but also to also make sure we cultivate a culture of positive approach, of growing approach, and not let the weight of the world be on our shoulders as we grow. And let's have fun competing, have fun playing hard, have fun playing together, and not let that cloud just loom over us, even though we're going to hit adversity again. Adversity is going to hit in the NBA, and I think the togetherness and the chemistry is what's got to carry us through.
I mean, how tough is that to control in today's world, where it used to be they don't read, they don't listen, they don't watch, but now it's comment sections on Instagram, it's Twitter, it's blogs,
it's
podcasts.
Difficult. It's very, very difficult, and I'm probably falling on deaf ears, but again, I gotta say it. I say it to them, and but again, it's very difficult in today's media, so to speak. But again, it's the right thing. I mean, from a coaching standpoint, it's the right thing, and until we get there where we're perennial power every year, we've got to look at it that way.
Do you and your coaches learn something new every game, like how to handle DeMarcus Cousins? I mean, you put 2 or 3 guys in there, and you got 18 fouls and whatever.
Right. We have a pretty good idea, Griff, of what we want to do and how we want to guard a guy, who's going to go that night. We have a pretty good idea going to each game, but you do learn something new each night about how to guard a situation, a player. But we knew going in that Chuck was going to be kind of a go-to guy against a guy like that, against a Gasol, some of the monsters in our league that we have maybe tonight against Lopez.